Alright, another anti-bullshit man fucking bullshit. You know, he just types so much crap. So I blocked him because, yeah, I'm sick of him typing crap. So let him post it on his blog or make a video or whatever he wants to do. But he's just a lying scum. And I'm just so fucking sick of it. So let's go through this one more time. I have suggested as responses to 90% of the time, 95% of the time, I don't know how many, but it's high 90s percentage of the time, I have responded to people who have griped about, well, what if somebody has a baby and, you know, it's violating the voucher thing or violating the fact that they were told they had to get sterilized and they didn't and they had an extra kid and blah, 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 and all this crap. And so it's basically this argument that, you know, people have kids and they blackmail society with them. It's like any other union. You know, the union of poor people having babies is out there. And it basically says, give us what we want, giving me money, or I'll torture the little kid, okay? I'll hurt the kid. That's their argument. It's like nurses say, yeah, I'll hurt the patients if you don't pay me more money. And the teachers say, I'll hurt your kids if you don't give me more money. All right, it's this extortion of the fucking sluts and drug addicts and jackasses of society. The dregs of society blackmail us with kids. And they stick them in our face and say, give us fucking checks, give us money, or we'll hurt these children. And so my counter argument was, well, let's just make kick-ass fucking orphanages and then these assholes can't blackmail us anymore. And the side benefit will be that all the asshole parents in the world, right, all of a sudden now, their kids, let's give their kids a right to go to the orphanage. So if we make orphanages that kick ass, then all these asshole parents, or maybe they'll have to start giving a damn about their fucking kids. These assholes, right? Because most of these parents don't give a fuck about their kids. We see it all the time. You see how much they don't give a fuck. All right? And, yeah, and then their kids will have someplace to go. They just say, fuck you, Mom, I'm going to the orphanage. I'm going to Disneyland. All right? I don't need this shit land that you've built for me. And all these religious nuts and everything else, they wouldn't be able to lock these kids up anymore. They should have a right. The kids should have a right to say, my parents are fucking religious lunatics. I don't want to live with these motherfucking cunt idiots. And we give them a damn choice to get the fuck out of town. And I say, well, that's a great side benefit. Now, that's the only context I've ever talked about orphanages, is as a pragmatic, you have to have some kind of solution to this problem because you can't harm the kids by ending their welfare checks. So, you know, we have to have all these subsidies for having kids because, you know, poor people can't even pay for school for their kids. So, yeah, you have to do all this fucking infrastructure for them. And this is my alternative explanation of just saying, no, we don't have to be extorted by them. Let's just create a better place for kids to be raised, and it'll be cheaper in the long run. And he's not going to defeat that argument here. But the point is, I have no channel devoted to this subject, right? So I have, like, whatever, 15 YouTube channels. I have them segregated based on subjects, basically. And, you know, I have a channel devoted, you know, not to having kids. Just say no to kids. And the first few videos on there about voucher system, about mechanisms to reduce procreation. And some of that might get related to this creation of orphanages, but there's no orphanage channel. This isn't one of my proposals. So it's a straw man for him, in my opinion, to pick on this bullshit because it's not even what I would do. My solution to the problem is just you end the pregnancies, okay? My solution would be you either responsibly use your reproductive capacity or we take your reproductive capacity away. I mean, if there's some circumstance where we're caught in the middle somewhere, I'm just saying abortion's still there and up to you know, up to many months past. Okay, I'm all for a 7th or 8th trimester abortion, meaning it doesn't necessarily have to be in a womb to be aborted. But yeah, that would be my personal solution. That's the one I'll defend as a solution. Okay, these fucking things shouldn't be created in the fucking first place. All right, and it's only out of pragmatism that I bring up any of this other bullshit. So fuck you, it's a straw man, jackass. You haven't invoked vouchers for any single public subsidy context ever. You haven't invoked vouchers in any single public subsidy context ever. I don't even know what a public subsidy context is. What the fuck does that mean, jackass? It doesn't mean anything. It just doesn't. And I have brought it up as a response to public subsidies, in the sense that my proposal is that you end giving people welfare for extorting you with children. And I'm certainly not for jackass things like you're for, like foster care or something. We should pay people to raise children. Right, we pay a bunch of poor, ignorant jackasses to raise kids. That sounds like a fucking doomed to fail procedure. And this whole idea of bouncing kids around from foster home to foster home to foster home is goddamn cruel and insidious. Only a fucking lunatic would come up with a plan that stupid. Anyway. I mean, look at the real world that exists now, okay? If you're going to sit there and nitpick, and that's all this is, you're nitpicking, you motherfucking cunt, with a straw man argument. The system that exists now absolutely fucking sucks. If I proposed shoving telephone poles up kids' asses, it would make more fucking sense than the system that exists now, you stupid cunt. Where we end up giving kids to fucking child molesters, for Christ's sakes. Fuck you, you're an idiot. But you explicitly point out on almost a weekly basis, liar, that you shouldn't have to pay to raise other people's kids. Well, that's damn right. Yeah, what is so complicated about that? You can't seem to understand that concept? And that the way you migrate from a system, that you actually have to go from one system to another system with an actual fucking plan, that you can't turn like a nuclear power plant into a Donald Duck factory without some kind of plan on how you're going to make ducks out of fucking uranium. You know, you have to have some kind of plan of getting from where we are now to somewhere else. And you can't just do it with a magic trick. You have to come up with actual strategy about how you can bend public policy to make that possible. And my argument is that this seems like a really good way to bend public policy, is that if we create good orphanages, then all of a sudden we can't get extorted anymore by poor motherfucking cunt slut fucking crack whores. Alright, and that any breeder who can't cover their child's non-collectivized education or health care. Well, I don't care about collectivized education. Again, that's a whole nother pile of shit. People who have kids should be taxed to pay for it. They shouldn't be taxing property to pay for education. They should be taxing your fucking diapers. Tax the fucking shit, okay, that you use to make fucking babies. You know. Anti-tax, subsidized condoms, and give away free sterilization. I've also proposed those things, shithead. Should have their respective minor taken away from them and placed in the best orphanages ever, quoting me. Yeah, why not? What's wrong with having the best orphanages possible? Why exactly is that a bad idea? You seem to think that somehow having orphanages would cost, a decent orphanage would somehow cost zillions of times more than the money squandered by fucking crack whore welfare moms. That somehow the orphanage can't be more efficient in its expenditure of money than fucking crack whores. That's your fucking argument. So here you are, a pro-government kind of guy in a lot of ways, and you don't think us, as a civilized country, could run a goddamn orphanage more efficiently than a crack whore. Yeah, right. Fuck you. These are direct, contextual quotes from you. Yeah, and they're totally out of context. They're totally without any context. What do you think? The best orphanages ever. That's the quote. Oh, that's in context, is it? I don't see any context, shithead. Where's the context here, fuckhead? Oh yeah, there is no fucking context whatsoever, jackass. Listen to your own MP3s. No, fucking play my MP3s, fucking cunt. Go ahead, in context. Play the MP3s and show where I have a proposal. This is my solution to a real problem, is to create orphanages. And that I don't bring up the subject as some kind of pragmatic solution based on somebody else's complaint that there has to be some sort of way that you can't just kill kids. So you have to have orphanages, or you have to have some mechanism to take care of it. These are direct contextual. So far, this is a total switcheroo you're pulling. No, you're just a liar. A liar. We both know that there is an endless supply of tiny chaps. You're saying they're making the same fucking accusation again. Go ahead, play the recordings. Play them, play them. Let me see the fucking recording where I said, You know what? I think the solution to a problem is orphanages. And I'm not responding to somebody else bitching about how we have to have some sort of makeshift, we have to have some sort of way to protect against, the poor people extorting by hurting babies. Go ahead, show me where I've brought up orphanages in any other context, you stupid fuck. Where I've ever brought it up, not initiated by somebody else saying something that had to do with children not being taken care of. Go ahead, show me a context where I brought up orphanages in any other context. You repeatedly invoke public orphanages simply because you're in the middle of explaining to someone that you think reproduction shouldn't be subsidized in the first place. Obviously, correct. I think it shouldn't be subsidized in the first place, and I think the only way we can migrate from an environment where it is substantially subsidized to an environment where it isn't subsidized is through a mechanism of orphanages. That's right. Good orphanages will take away the power of the extortionist. That's right. It'll break the fucking crack whore union. Don't move goalpost on me. I didn't move any goalpost. Everything I've said I'm willing to live with, and I'll certainly, even the things that sound really harsh, like, oh, let's kill all the 2-year-olds, I'll still stick by those words, and I'll re-put them in context. But there's no way you can keep anything I've said in context and turn into what you're implying I'm saying, you stupid fuck. Or that I'm for something yet against something. No, I'm against anybody having to pay for somebody else's fucking kids. But until we have to have some road to that future, shithead. So you explain to me how we get to that future. Okay, post on me, it won't work. Well, fuck you. It'll work just fine for anybody who's fair-minded. It just doesn't work on unfair-minded, petty, droopy foreskin motherfuckers. I have the evidence and context on my side. You have shit. You have a liar on your side, and it's called you, fuckhead. You're a liar. The orphanage proposal came up as a contingency plan, so he's quoting that. Okay, let's hear his argument. At no point have you ever started off your endorsement of Disneyland orphanage by referring to them as why would I call them a contingency plan when I'm explaining to somebody that they want a response? They want a response from me. I'm not going to go say in the beginning of the response, I'm not going to say, okay, this is my response to you. No, I just respond to the person. I don't sit there and qualify my response by saying, okay, here's my plan to contingent against what you've just argued. Nobody does that, shithead. Well, except for fucking anal crapheads like you. But yeah, rationally, people understand that no one starts off their fucking sentence by sitting and qualifying it and then having an index for it and then a glossary for it and then all this other bullshit that you play with, jackass. So yeah, I commonly answer questions with a solution. And orphanages was a solution to the problem they raised. Show me in a context where my proposal of an orphanage wasn't a solution to the problem somebody else raised. Show that. Those words have never preceded the proposal itself. Well, again, why the fuck would it precede? And then just how do you know they never have? I'd even say that's a lie, fuckhead. I don't think you've heard every time I've said the word Disneyland orphanages, and I think I have said this is a pragmatic solution to the problem. That if we can't do this, then let's do that. This is an excellent plan B. So the plan B to just sledgehammering the motherfucking fetuses, I think is, okay, let's have decent orphanages. That's the plan B. Those words have never preceded the proposal itself. The only introduction to orphanages consists of you complaining that you're not being taxed out of your house. Consists of you complaining that you're being taxed out of your house to pay to raise somebody else's kid. And that's not true at all. Again, the orphanages came up in a lot of different contexts, and they're not always in the context of I don't want to pay for somebody else's kids. It's almost never come up in that context, actually. So fuck you, prove it. You get what you pay for. Those are your quotes directly against any and all reproductive entitlements. Yes, I'm against all reproductive entitlements. I'm against any public subsidy for anything. But that doesn't change the fact that pragmatically you have to do something. Alright, so again, show me where I said my first choice is, let's have orphanages. Just as I've never said my first choice is, let's have institutions of higher education and let's tax people's property to pay for them. Show me where that's my first choice. No, it's not my first choice. If you said, well, let's not educate kids at all, well, then I'm going to say, well, that's fucking bullshit. So you either make the parents pay for it or you provide public education, but there's no fucking way you should leave kids uneducated. Duh. Oh, man. But even if it weren't cheaper. Ah, okay. So there we go. You complain about being taxed for these things, but then it turns out that it's not about the public expenditure in principle. No, it is about the expenditure in principle. It's about the fact that I think it's a huge benefit in the long run to civilization. I think you win by having kick-ass orphanages. I think it's in your best interest to have very good orphanages. And so even if they do cost public money, and even if they costed a ton of public money, like as much as a space shuttle, I'd still say, yeah, do it. Because you're going to win in the long run, you dumbass. Okay, and it's more about what's best for the kid. No, it's what's best for civilization, shit for brain. It's only a straw man while you're actively flip-flopping. So again, your accusation that there's something inconsistent in how I've presented this proposal and that there's something fundamentally inconsistent for me being absolutely and 100% opposed to people imposing their reproductive choice on and forcing other people to pay for their reproductive recreation. Let's call it what it is. It's a fucking recreation for people. They do it for selfish personal reasons, and there's no fucking way they should have any expectation that anybody else pay anything for it. I shouldn't have to pay, if you want to swing from the chandelier and have sex and shit, I shouldn't have to pay your hospital bill, and the same is goddamn true if you want to have kids. You want to have kids, you pay for it, fucker. There's nothing inconsistent about these two statements, okay? Whether we make the fucking people who have kids pay for the fucking orphanages, I don't give a rat's ass, but I'm still saying it's such a good idea that I don't mind paying for that one. Oh, God, you're so stupid. You're such a nitpicky weasel of a wormy motherfucker. Okay, onwards. Yeah, everybody does that, too. You keep saying that all this has somehow only ever been a backup plan. That's right. You're never going to find any fucking video where I said, you know what, I had some inspiration one day that, yeah, the world needs better orphanages. No, I only even thought about it because I had to come up with some kind of acceptable alternative to smashing babies with sledgehammers, because nobody's going to go for that one. Even though that's the right answer. It's the right answer, but no one's going to go for that. So riddle me this. Fuck you. Would the breeders who do comply with the voucher program still be allowed to steal money from the public treasury in order for their kids to make use of public education and our health care? No, they wouldn't. Yeah, that's right. They'd go to work camps. We put their kids in the orphanage and send them off to work camp. If they want to get their kids back, they're going to have to buy them back by paying their fucking bills. You know, or they buy insurance. Again, I mean, I couldn't have made it more clear. I said, look, you buy insurance. You want to get married and have kids. As soon as you want to have kids, you want to get the license, you got to be able to pay for the insurance. And as soon as you don't make payments on your fucking divorce insurance or your death insurance, that's when you don't get to have your kids no more and you got to go to the work camp and make money. Or would this theft now suddenly be okay merely because the parents are complying with the voucher program? Well, again, I would eliminate public education. I'd eliminate all these things financed by anybody other than the people who are having the kids. So the tax on kids would pay for all the maintenance of kid maintenance. Mostly, like I said, some of this stuff I'm gonna nitpick about. I think it'd be really great for all human beings, okay, not just kids, to have free access to higher education, in the sense that all of it should be online and available to all the people. So that I'm for subsidizing. So I'm for subsidizing a public library style internet that is loaded with fucking goddamn public access information, public domain information. So yeah, I'm willing to pay for that, to educate all human beings, not just children. You don't honestly expect me to believe that the only reason you ever complained about society subsidizing reproduction is merely because there's no voucher program in effect. So how did he convolute this into that crap? There's just no fucking way you could do this. I've been complaining about subsidized reproduction forever. That's right. Before I came up with the idea of a voucher program, I was against public subsidies. I was against even garbage bills, right? Our town used to charge people based on, per house for their garbage. And I thought it was kind of offensive that some family with, 17 people living in the house is paying the same amount for their garbage pickup as people with 3 people in the house. And I thought that was kind of bullshit. This is why people don't bother with your Vloggerdome debate challenges. Oh, amazing. So this is the reason why they don't do it, is because nitpicking motherfucking cunt weasels, gaping vagina fuckers like you are so anal and so full of goddamn lying shit. Oh, that's why they don't show up. Okay, now I understand then. Nobody but an asshole could convolute this into a statement against the idea of a Vloggerdome debate. Now, I challenge you, cunt face. I'll put up the $1,000 this time, okay, you weasel? You wanted to weasel out of the $1,000 challenge for me to get off YouTube for 1 goddamn month? Well, I'm not going to weasel out, jackass, and I'll challenge you to a debate, and let's have honest people judge the debate, okay? Let's say we can get, you give me your list of who you think's an honest man on this motherfucking medium, okay, and we'll have them judge whether you're a lying, motherfucking, nitpicking, anal asshole or not. That'll be the question. Is Anti-Bullshit Man a psychotic, anal, motherfucking asshole? Alright, and I'll prove that that's exactly what you fucking are. This is inane bullshit. I mean, you fucker. I mean, look. Anybody listening to this? The context is me and Anti-Bullshit Man agree about 95% of any relevant stuff in the universe. And this motherfucking petty fuck, because I called him on his droopy, drippy, skanky, scum-covered fucking foreskin, because I called him on that bullshit, he is now on a petty vendetta, and every fucking goddamn thing that he can twist or turn into some sort of weapon against the mighty inmendham, he's going to do it. Look at his psychotic blog post. Fucking miles and miles and miles of fucking inmendham socks were obviously dirty when he made this video. Inmendham obviously has crooked eyebrows. Inmendham, blah, 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 blah. I mean, he is a psychotic loony fucking tick. Okay. Yes, poverty is toxic. Ooh, you figured that out on your own. Great. Yes, dropouts in Chicago. That's an aside. Oh yeah, that's an aside. It's only a fundamental point in my argument that the biggest problem in reproduction is the fact that poor people are doing all the reproducing. I've only said it 7 million times. You apparently don't understand it, because on the next subject in your motherfucking blog that I'm going to get to is exactly on this goddamn subject, because you're apparently too fucking stupid to realize when I say that most people are behaving like anti-natalists, I mean most people are having less than 2 fucking kids, you dumb ass. Which means that if they were in control, if you got rid of the dumb, if you automatically just killed the 10% of the human population that was the dumbest, you would end human existence. Because the 90% left over aren't reproducing sufficient to maintain our existence. And that's what I meant by the fact that they're already behaving like anti-natalists, you dumb shit. It's only the dumbest fuckers on this planet that are keeping the fucking human race here. Alright? And that's a fact, fuckhead. But you're too stupid to figure that out because you don't understand what a fact is. Alright. Why the fuck should I be taxed to raise other people? So he brought that up again in that context. So what's best for the kid? Your recurring statement. Why the fuck should I be taxed to raise other people's kids? That's not my answer to what's best for the kid. I've already explained what's best for the kid. What's best for the kid is not to have an asshole as a parent. The best thing you can do for a kid is not let an asshole create one. Asshole. Ironically, I love nothing more than to see parent licenses implemented, but ideologically takes a back seat here. But ideology takes a back seat here. I don't understand. How's exactly what ideology? Why take a back seat to what? To what? What is going to be the magnet? Here, let's see what it is. The moment you take kids away from their parents, well, that's not the ideal, but okay, without private adoption as the replacement. Private adoption, you mean the child molesters. The collectivization of child rearing will surge. The collectivization of child rearing will surge. Which means what? Oh, you mean they'll go to Disney World and they'll all have different choices and make different choices, and they can do all kinds of things. They can be like, I want to be Tinkerbell, or they can be this, or they can be Spider-Man, or they can be Winnie the Pooh, or yeah, they can do all kinds of different things, and they choose all kinds of different ways of being, and that kind of collectivism is just so oppressive, isn't it? Disney World is so oppressive. They have all those rules about littering. Ooh, horror, horror. Due to shelter food no longer being covered by the breeders. Well, again, the breeders aren't covering the food and shelter and education. That's the whole fucking point. Most kids are being raised in squalor, in shit. Most kids are on food stamps, shithead. You're not getting the subject here. I mean, yeah, orphanage, a good orphanage is better than a kid on food stamps. Yeah, it's better. Not to mention all the babysitting of toddlers paid out to government employees 24/7 of toddlers. Yeah, well, whatever. I'm not for preschools and all that kind of bullshit and blah, 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 blah. Far better to hand the onerous task over to couples who actually want to do it for free. But they're not doing it, you dumb ass. That's the whole fucking point. Are they doing it? No. So that's the whole problem, isn't it? Isn't that the whole fucking problem? They're not doing it. And you want to somehow, what do you want to do? You want to subsidize private adoptions? And we see the motives of most of these people who adopt, right? They don't have any kind of really good motives, because I want a baby. I want a little Aryan baby. I want a little blue-eyed baby. I want a baby, right? They all want kittens. They don't want to take care of cats. So they already fail. So you deny the minors raised cumulatively end up with lower blood concentrations of oxytocin and vesperpirine. So you deny that minors raised communically. So this is like okay, so do you deny that we proved that communism or socialism can't work because the Soviet Union failed? So that's a proven fact, right? We know that all anti-rich man policies are fail, right? And anything anti-free markets is a stupid idea, because communism proves that, and because very cheaply done Jewish kibbutzes didn't take care of the nutritional needs of kids. Somehow all like Disney World orphanages, all the kids would have low chemical. Their chemistry would be all fucked up by Disney World. Disney World would totally screw up their chemistry. Fuck you! On the grounds, on what grounds do you deny this? Oh, I deny it on the grounds that you haven't, I don't see, Disney World Orphanage by inmendham. I don't see that someplace. I don't see my proposal, my idea implemented somewhere that I can defend, do I? Do I see it done my way, jackass? No, you're arguing with me with what they did in Israel, right? A country I don't even think has 4 ounces of goddamn brains in the whole fucking country, and you're telling me I will fail because the Israelis failed. Fuck you. I'm not planning on making a caboose. I'm not planning on raising kids sitting on the floor with Tinker toys and saying, there, I've done my job, I've raised children. Here's an Arab, pull his head off. I mean, that's all they did in kibbutzes, right? Is learn how to be good little soldiers. To eat graham crackers and fucking kill Arabs. Fuck you. Anyway. So you deny, yes, I deny your bullshit. Video ended, and not a word about your high-minded principle of society that doesn't tax its citizens to subsidize the education healthcare cost of minors. And not a word about your high-minded principle of a society that doesn't tax its citizens. No, it doesn't tax fucking reproducers. Reproducers. For their fucking fun time bullshit asshole recreation. Yeah, it's not like you rant about said expenditures every other week or something. Whatever that symbol is. You're a fucking lunatic. Yeah, that's all. You're a lunatic. yeah, fuck you. You're just too fucking stupid. Like I said, there's no way I can even explain how outrageously idiotic this fucking... He is so far up his own ass, anal insane. Well, I don't know how to describe somebody who's that far up their ass. Because it's not even being up your ass. It's being in like your... He's fucking in his own esophagus. And that doesn't sound like anything. But he got there through his own asshole.